Welcome back to the 2025 Halloween Spooktacular. Cannot wait to talk about more horror movies with you guys. This one in particular. And yeah, I'm not going to go in order with these movies, particularly because I've already reviewed Bloodlines, which is the sixth installment in the series because it came out earlier this year. So what the hell? Why not? Let's just jump around. And actually, I'm going to make a bold statement right here. Let's talk about my second favorite Final Destination movie. Yeah, that's right. Final Destination 3 is my second favorite in the series. I like this more than one. I like Bloodlines more than one. That tells you a lot. I think one is probably the one that puts everything together more. It's the one that really set the standard for the series and what the series can be. I just have a lot more fun with 3 because 3 involves roller coasters and amusement parks. That's the big accident scene in this movie. It's not going to deter me from ever going on a roller coaster ever again. It definitely does get in my head, get me thinking, oh man, what if I go on this roller coaster and it collapses? But no, I'm not going to stop going on roller coasters. Fuck that. I'm going to have as much fun as I want in amusement parks. And anytime I see an amusement park or a roller coaster in a film, I get all giddy inside. And I do like that this one actually doesn't follow a lot of the characters from the original and even Clear Rivers from the second one. Because as we know in the second one, if I ever talk about the second one, and spoiler alert, if you've never seen Final Destination 2, Ali Larter's character, Clear Rivers, dies in the second one. As I totally forgot until I started rewatching these movies. I was like, yeah, she never was in any of the others, but now it makes total sense because I was like, oh yeah, she died in the second one. Another thing that makes 3 really fun for me is I think this has some of the best death scenes in the entire Final Destination series. Bloodlines may top it in some parts, but there's just some iconic death scenes in here that you can't talk about. Like, it's like when at some points in this Spooktacular, my cousin Pat and I are going to have a Nightmare on Elm Street retrospective up on the channel, and we're going to be talking about a lot of the different kills that Freddy does in the Nightmare on Elm Street series and how each one might just top one another or what's the best kill in each movie. To me, 3's got a lot of the best kills in the Final Destination series. I don't think it tops some of them from some of the other movies like Bloodlines, but I think it tops some of the ones from the first one. Like, for instance, when Wendy and Kevin are in the gym with that whole death scene where their friend there gets squished by the weights. Amazing. Amazing. I love the drive-through death sequence. Totally unexpected. Completely awesome. Just iconic. And I love that it was Freddy. What was that guy's name? Freddy? I know it was Freddy. I forget what they called him, though. It's just so much fun. I definitely love seeing, like, 35-year-old actors or 40-year-old actors portray teenagers. It was that time in Hollywood, for sure. That's what makes it even more fun. But, yeah, that entire accident sequence at the beginning involving the roller coaster is probably my favorite opening to a Final Destination movie. And I forgot how long it is. I'm pretty sure this is the longest opening sequence for a Final Destination movie until Bloodlines. Bloodlines is definitely longer. 5 might have it beat. I'm not 100% sure there. It's definitely longer than the first one, and it's definitely longer than 2, but I think this is the longest opening sequence in the series, and it's a whole lot of fun. Just the certain amount of things you have to pay attention to. As always with this series, there's always things and objects that the camera focuses on that you have to really pay attention to that might come back and might be part of the cause as to why all this is happening, because all this is happening as if it's a Rube Goldberg project and people die in hilarious, over the top and gory, gruesome ways. That happens here. It's awesome. It's the most fun I have. I never tire of watching Final Destination 3. And another big aspect is that the acting is actually pretty adequate. You have Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Wendy, and Wendy's actually a pretty formidable character. She's not just a throwaway character like a lot of the other Final Destination characters are. Particularly, and I think that's why I like this more than 1 and 2, honestly. I just find Devon Sawa's character in the first Final Destination to be just kind of blah. At least Wendy, there's a couple of different things that you can kind of relate to with her. And she has a great SpongeBob joke.
Okay, or maybe it's not that literal, right? Could there be anything in these prizes?
Or what, like he's gonna get crushed by a giant SpongeBob? Hey, SpongeBob lives underwater.
It's so sad that you know that.
Again, SpongeBob was popular around this time. Cannot go without talking about SpongeBob. And I do really like Ryan Merriman as Kevin. I think that he's a really nice addition to this franchise. They're both really a nice addition, and it doesn't rely on having to really connect to the previous movies. It does in a way, like they mention it. I like that it does feel like its own standalone thing. It's not following characters from previous movies, and it doesn't really expand the lore all that much. It still follows the whole thing where it's like, oh, they cheated death. These people were supposed to die in this order, so death is coming for them in that order. That's the design that death set out, but how do we can stop it if we intervene. I like all that. If it's not a broken formula, don't fix it. Final Destination 3 for me is the most fun. It's got the best accident sequence. It's got some of my favorite characters in the entire series. It's got some of my favorite kills in the entire series. It's by far the most fun I have watching a Final Destination movie. Every time I marathon these, I cannot wait to get to number 3, and that's mostly because of the roller coaster sequence at the beginning. I get giddy when I see amusement parks and roller coasters. I'm a huge roller coaster enthusiast. I'm a movie guy, a baseball guy, and a roller coaster guy. I will always have a soft spot, unless the movie is like completely fucking terrible, like Hellfest, for movies involving roller coasters. And I just love the use of a roller coaster. You would think that the natural progression for a series like this, where, involving vehicles as accidents, where stuff happens to people and an accident occurs and kills them all. You would think that going from a plane to a car, and the next biggest progression after that would be a train or a boat or something. I'm actually surprised Final Destination's never done a boat, but no, they go straight to a roller coaster. And they do a train. So I did kind of get my wish, because the end is the train sequence. And the train sequence, I was a train enthusiast growing up too. I know, I'm an enthusiast for everything. Give me a break. I was a kid. I thought everything was cool. The train sequence is also really cool as well. I do kind of wish that they did actually, after the premonition, show it. They just kind of fade to black, and you hear everything happening as everything's faded to black after the premonition. And I wish they did show it again, because when they actually show the train crash in the premonition, it's really good. And honestly, I got to give them a lot of credit for these movies. Lots of use of practical effects. Obviously, some of it's a green screen and it's noticeable, but the fact that they actually went to an actual amusement park in Vancouver, where they filmed a lot of these movies, suspended an actual roller coaster to make it look like it was crashing. They did that all practically. They were smart back then. Nowadays, that's just going to be CGI bullshit and slop. It's movie making, the magic of it is gone. And even for a horror movie with a smaller budget, I don't think it was even like that small at the time, but horror movies don't get an extremely large budget. I'm talking like 150 million, 250 million. They're not that type of movie. But when they are still pretty cheap, you can do stuff like that. And I miss that magic of movie making. And the fact that they actually went out and did that. They filmed the sequences at the amusement park first and then filmed everything at a sequence later. I give them a lot of kudos. They didn't resort to just cheap CGI. They actually filmed on location, used practical effects, used everything, tangible objects that were at their disposal to help film the opening of this movie. Great job by that crew. I give them a lot of credit, especially where horror movies don't have significant budgets. I really enjoy Final Destination 3. It's a lot of fun, and I am going to give Final Destination 3 a B+. If you've never seen any of the Final Destination movies, they're actually really unique, and I will probably talk about the original one day. It's a slash. I really do think that they are like slasher movies, just with an unseen force, if you know what I mean. Like, death is that unseen force. Unfortunately, Tony Todd wasn't in this one. He does the voice for the entrance of the roller coaster. Love that. I wish he came back as Bloodworth in this one, but yeah, Final Destination 3 is a whole ton of fun. Check it out if you haven't seen it. You don't even have to watch the other ones to understand what's going on. They reference everything. They'll tell you what happened, and then it just stands on its own from there. A big plus for a movie like this. Stay tuned for more videos very soon in this Halloween Spooktacular. You guys are the best. I will leave my link to my website in the description below as well. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.